Hello and welcome everyone, duckyobrien here, and today I'll be covering a game called Fallen Angel. Fallen Angel was developed by Matrioshka Games, was published by V Publishing and Surefire.Games. It was released on 2D Nintendo Switch and the PC on October 22nd, 2020 with an MSRP of $14.99. I believe it's supposed to be released on the Switch, but it is not out yet. Why don't we get started? This is basically a 2D hack and slash. It's kind of similar to Hyper Light Drifter, so why don't we get started? I'll start a new save file as always. Okay, right off the bat, some issues here with the audio. The rest of the sound is loud compared to the voice, but when you go in, you only have one volume slider. So yeah, I set it at 9 because it's kind of loud, but I can't really hear what people are saying compared to like the background music. Anyways. Okay. Even attack. It's kind of slippery. You move when you attack. Then you attack in a directional pattern, obviously. I'm using keyboard and mouse as always, but I would recommend using a controller for this game, and I'm going to show you why in a little bit. Yeah, I believe you are playing as Satan. For some reason you are fighting the rest of the angels from heaven. Hence the title Fallen Angel. These are your save points. Once you have multiple, you can click and then travel to the different locations. There are quite a bit. Graphics look pretty okay. Some areas are really nice and others are like, ooh. So if you notice, killing enemies drops these red crystals, which are ammo shards, and ammo's apparently currency. I haven't really come to a place where I can use it to buy stuff yet. Kind of like Metro, where 2033, where your ammo's currency. The yellow thing is your health core. You use it to heal 1 health bar. There is a bit of a delay. There's an animation when you use it. Let's show it off in a little bit. I am gonna play through this a little bit. I'm gonna load up my main save file and then show off some other things in the game. So we got a gun. You press right click. You hold right click on keyboard and mouse to shoot it. And that's a little awkward because there are moments where you need to get a quick shot off and you're like, oh, I'm just doing this. So you have to hold it. You notice it uses ammo. Ammo is limited. We can also look at our inventory, so all your weapons are going to be here. Your equipables are going to be here. They're dropped from enemies randomly or from these chests where it spawns like waves of enemies, and once you clear all of them, you don't even have to clear all of them, you just have to get to the last wave. It'll drop an item. These are your consumables, your quest items, and that's pretty much it. This is your skill tree, and you'll come across stones which will give you an option to unlock a skill. and your weapon ammo bar is here. So when you shoot, it will deplete that, and then you have to wait for it to refill before you can shoot again, even though you have ammo. It's kind of like a stamina meter for your weapon. And you do have a dash, which is your dodge, and if you look, so this is your HP, this is your stamina meter, and dashing does use up quite a bit of stamina. However, you can pretty much use it infinitely. It's near infinite, so there's a little bit of a delay when you use up all of it, all of your stamina, but recovers pretty quickly. Okay, once you fight them, it clears this, and you can go into the elevator. Okay, I should probably heal. So if you saw him put that thing into his chest, that's the heal animation. So these puzzles are not very self-explanatory, but if you hit the switch and then something glows, then you did the right thing. There. I was very confused and I was like, what's happening? So these guys have two moves, where one is they throw a ranged ball at you, and the other is they explode. And you just kind of want to dodge early. The hitboxes for everything seems to be a little bit on the large end, and the timing is a little bit tight. You gotta do a little bit earlier than you think. The voice acting is mediocre. So like this is where I'm just judging the art. This looks pretty good. This part doesn't look as good. I'm not sure if these conversation options have an impact on the game, but oh, ouch. Ow, ow, ow. So if you saw there, my gun had to reload. So a couple of things, again with the hitboxes, like those bullet hitboxes are massive. It's like bigger than the size of the actual bullet, I think. I'm gonna have to double check that later by taking screenshots and recording footage, but it is very hard to dodge stuff. So that's why the game puts like pillars and stuff in the way. I wish it was a little bit smaller, because there are other bosses where it's like a bullet hell and there's bullets everywhere, and it's really hard to it's really hard to dodge it. So what they end up doing is they end up creating, again, ways to dodge it in other ways. You can also just roll through them, but what they do is they have like huge empty areas where you can kind of go to avoid them. So it's kind of like not based on actually dodging the bullets. It's more like, can I find the open area? Okay, so if I go here, I can go back and revisit the areas that I've been to. Here is a stone that gives you a skill. If you hold spacebar, which is jump, you will glide. Now, I have a couple of issues with the default key bindings for keyboard. There's a move later on that you're gonna get, that you can get, you don't have to get it, called the aerial smash, where once you jump, you hit the spacebar again to do like a downward slam on the ground. Now, I don't know what the polling rate is for getting the inputs, but it's very inconsistent and will not do the aerial smash consistently. So it's very unreliable. It's very frustrating. I wish the glide and the aerial smash buttons were different so that you can reliably do it whenever you want. Now, of course, these moves do require stamina. If you don't have stamina, it may not go off. That's understandable, but you know, when you're pushing the button and it doesn't work, it's very frustrating. Okay. You do want to save oftenly. Whenever you touch these, the game saves. And then, you know, it saves the progress. So if you die and you didn't save, you have to do it all over again.
Oh, why hello there, sir.
Why hello there, sir. And the voice acting is kind of on the mediocre end.
My, quite the ominous fella, aren't you? I feel like I've seen you before. Somewhere. Oh well, just sign here and you can be on your way. Feel free to relax in the lobby when it suits you.
Again, the voice lines are way below the background music, so it's very hard to hear, no matter what volume you're playing it. Alright. Oh, I forgot there's something down here. Now I got a demon form. I'm gonna show you. It's kind of underwhelming. So here, if you see the pentagram on the upper left-hand corner, it fills up when I, you know, do enough damage. Yeah, heal it real quick. So you get a larger sword, you know, I can do that charge move that you saw. And that's pretty much it. Okay. Oh, there's also ledge grabbing. Watch this. The animation is pretty funny. Yeah, I love this one. Just like yeet. All right. So from here you can go in different directions. There's like different zones that you're gonna go into, and that's pretty much it. From here you explore different areas. When you get to the end, there's gonna be a boss. There might be a mini boss. So you can kind of stun lock enemies, but again, with the hitbox timings, I feel like it's a little earlier than normal. So if you see them flashing and moving into attack, you cannot stun lock them out of it. You just have to dodge. So again, for like, the combat feels pretty okay, but it feels laggy. Like it feels like you have to act before you need to, compared to other games. Combine that with the fact that most of the hitboxes feel pretty large. Also, if you notice that when I attack enemies, I only gain ammo. So if you want, you could just skip all the combat, which I recommend doing. His health isn't the easiest to come by, and what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to defeat a certain boss in the dance floor. He's very easy, and he gives you an incredibly handy weapon, which will carry you for the rest of the game. I think I'm gonna die if I fight this boss now, but we'll see. I don't have the gear that I want. Oh. No, up here, buddy. Okay, it's the problem with 2D pixel games. You never know where things really are. Can only guesstimate. But can I not jump here? I'll try again. I guess not. Alright, screw that then. Should be a boss encounter here, yeah. Again, the weird hole to shoot thing I do not like at all. But this guy is fairly easy, just... waiting for my gun to recharge. Because again, that hitbox for that move is humongous. It's very easy to dodge, but, you know... I'm waiting for my gun to recharge. I feel like these mechanics are a little bit awkward and make the combat a little bit slower paced than I would like. Oh. So like some of the issues that I have with this game revolve around the balancing of the game mechanics. So for example, this... oh geez. Waiting for the bullets to fill in the gun. I understand if like range weapons were OP and they made the game like ridiculously easy, but the thing is they don't. And what you just end up doing is wasting time. So it's not like the fight becomes more difficult because of this mechanic, it just becomes longer. It's not really skill based either. If you saw me do this, anyone can do that. This is a very easy boss fight. Okay, I will load up my main save file and show you guys some other aspects of the game, and then we'll call it there. You guys should have an idea what the game is like now. We got a Gauntlet of the Zealot, which is, I think if you kill an enemy, you reduce damage by 50%. For a few seconds. The game becomes very difficult. There's multiple enemies. You can easily get overwhelmed. So what you end up doing is you end up spamming the dodge move. If you don't, you're gonna die. So again, I feel like the game didn't really have like a core design aspect in place. I'm not saying the game is bad, I just feel like things are just cobbled together a little bit. For example, since the dodge is so free and pretty powerful, I feel like they're like, oh, it's okay if the enemies are overpowered. So there's some scenarios where you can get stun locked if you get hit once, and I'm just like, ugh. I wish you could, you know, like space yourself properly, kite them, and then use your dodge when you need to, but it's more like I just need to spam this and you'll have an easy time. Alright. I'm gonna go to the main menu. That said, I did enjoy my time with the game. I just feel like it's not well designed, but it is still enjoyable if you like this sort of thing. Okay. So yeah, roughly speaking, the game's probably gonna take you 8 hours to beat. The achievements are very difficult though. There are a lot of like, beat the game without dying, beat the game without using weapons, beat the game, you know. Yeah, it's gonna be hard. So getting all the achievements, if you are a completionist like me, it's gonna be very time consuming, and you know, it's gonna take a long while. So those achievements gonna probably pad the game time up to 24 hours, probably, by my estimations, depending on your skill level and how much time you want to spend with the game. But yeah, for just beating it in your first playthrough, should roughly take around 8 hours or so, 6 to 8 hours. Okay. I have most of the areas unlocked. There's a few that I'm missing, but I'll show off some of these areas. Okay, the radiant pools is where you want to go to get the best weapon in the game, in my opinion. Let's show off the gear that I have. So when you kill bosses, like the big ones, the one that we fought before was like a mini boss. The weapons you collect from the world, you have the regular starter gun, you get the shotgun, kind of like a machine gun, a sniper rifle, and a grenade launcher. I can show off these real quick. So the more powerful ones use 2 pieces of ammo. You can unequip this. You can have 3 weapons equipped at a time. So this one is my fire weapon, and you get this from beating the disco boss, which is really easy to beat. You just stand below the dance floor and shoot towards the middle of the screen, and then you'll hit him. I hope they never change this, because honestly, I was not enjoying the game before this weapon, and after this weapon, I was enjoying it immensely. It's an 8-second cooldown, so you can you can just kite enemies. I was beating boss fights like it was nothing, and it does more damage the closer they are to the end of the attack. If they're close to it, they're not gonna, like, close to you, it's not gonna do much damage. Anyways, you can, I like the shield one too. It's not really usable in a lot of the boss fights because the cast animation is pretty long. Oh, it activated the waypoint. Alright. Again, not a fan of the hold right click to shoot thing. There's a lot of awkward keybinds that you can't fix by changing the keybind because they make you do a lot of stuff that I don't like. So here it is. That was the aerial smash. So I'm mashing the spacebar. Now it uses a lot of stamina if you notice. But there are times when you're smashing it and it does not go off. It's a little unreliable. But yeah. Very questionable. Alright. So I'll show off some of the other abilities. Let me just unequip everything here. Holy Rupture, best ability in the game. So we get like a hand which will drag enemies towards you. You get this rune which will explode. Like it's placed where you're standing currently, so it's not as handy as you think it is. Okay. You can get a bunch of swords circling you. They protect you and deal damage. And that's a good while. So this is like the machine gun. The range is a lot shorter than you think. My ideal loadout is sniper rifle, the shield, and then this thing. I may change it based on the boss or enemy encounter that I'm fighting. And this ring of the Mad King, will change the game as well. So this ring combined with Holy Rupture, what this ring does is you can no longer heal with items, but you will leech 10% of the damage dealt back as health. So what you do is you just simply use the dodge to kite enemies, and then when they are far enough, you simply just use that attack and you will gain back most of your health. And this works pretty well for even boss encounters. There's only one that I played where the strategy did not work, and that's the cowboy dude, because the healing guys here, he's really annoying. He heals everyone. You have to kill him first if you're gonna bother fighting the enemies, but really there's no reason to fight them. Anyways, the cowboy guy, he had like a ring of swords protecting him. That's where I got the sword ability. And it's really hard to hit him, so what you gotta do is you gotta go in and change your build entirely. Instead of this, you can remove that if you want. I will keep this on, and then I did the extra melee damage, and I literally just ran at him. And I click left click and I killed him. So with this, you can do it. So yeah, these are some of the items that I have unlocked. I can do 20% more ranged or melee. You can equip up to 3. Projectiles can home in, or projectile attacks have a chance to refund ammo spent. But depending on your playstyle, you could equip these. There are items that will restore your health to full completely. I don't have that because I used all of those. I can have infinite ammo for a couple of seconds. Really handy. Location of any nearby point of interest, and then your health cores. These were runes to unlock a door. You just activate them in order. If you look at the skill tree, you can get an idea of some of the skills you're gonna get. Like these two you get right away: aerial smash, uppercut, heavy attack, health regen faster. Like this, I don't understand how it works entirely. Sometimes my health does not regen automatically, so I'm not sure if it means any health regeneration that you use will go faster. I wish it was a bit clearer on that. I got the extra health bar, and then dashing into enemies deals damage. There's a lot more, like you can recover your stamina quicker. You can have moves use less stamina. Depends on your playstyle, but since I'm going all in on Holy Rupture, it seriously carried me through boss fights the entire game. That's my build. I just dodge around, use Holy Rupture, get whatever HP I lost back. There's some cases where I have to use pots. In that case, I go and unequip this ring, use the health cores, and then re-equip it. But yeah. So these guys. So here's the heavy attack. You hold left click, and then you release it. The wind-up time is a little long for my liking. It's not really usable when the enemies are attacking you. Uppercut is attack and jump at the same time. And then it would be really good to combo the aerial smash, but the stamina cost is so high that it's not really doable. So I feel like, again, the game isn't that balanced, because it would be really fun if you could just do, you know, uppercut and then aerial smash. But because of the key bindings and the stamina cost, it's not that usable. Alright. That's gonna be it right there. I'll show off a few more of the locations. We'll call it. Oh yes, that's a pretty good area. For the map design, there's one area that's like a huge rectangle, and there's a lot of open space, and I'm not really sure why. So like, the only thing I can say is there's some good stuff going on with this game, and the other stuff is very inconsistent. These enemies are really tough, and considering you only get ammo for killing them, I just avoid fighting most of the time, unless I need to attack for healing or I'm farming achievements. There's one where you have to get 666 shards, obviously because he's Satan, so I'm, you know, I have to farm it eventually. But yeah, this weapon is amazing. Combined with the Ring of the Mad King, now those diamonds have a lot of health. Okay. There you have it. I'm gonna call it here. Hopefully you guys have an idea what the game is like. Hopefully you enjoyed what you saw. Anyways, if you have any questions, comments, things you'd like to see or for me to cover, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I did have fun with the game once I got this weapon. Because again with the game, I think there's an issue with scaling as well. It's a little too slow for my taste for your player character, because the enemies have more health later on. They don't do more damage, but they do have a lot more health. Some enemies do a lot more damage, but so it takes longer to kill them, and so it feels a little tedious. That's the reason why I avoid combat if I can. You only get ammo, and you know, if you don't really use ammo, thanks to Holy Rupture, there's no reason to fight them, so I just dash my way through entire levels until I get to the boss. But yeah, once I got this weapon, I highly recommend getting this first. It's in the... I forgot the level name. The pools, the bathhouse, and then you go into... You follow the music. If there's like a discotheque kind of vibe coming from a place, you go in there and you kill the boss and you get this. It's the best thing ever. Yeah, I did enjoy my time with it. I wish some things were a little bit better, but you know, it is what it is. Anyways, there you have it, folks. As always, hope you guys are staying safe and sane out there, and catch you guys next time. That's the best weapon in the game. Combined with the health regen, unstoppable.